Welcome to Elks101. Another episode of Elks Central, breaking this one down.
Reagan, touchdown Edmonton! Fajardo, Dunbar, back on top go the Elks!
Okay, welcome in Elks101. Just Declan and Rick with you for this one. No Eddie. And me and Rick were just talking. We're pretty sure Eddie's plan was to go to Mexico. So
initial plan anyways.
Not sure how that's shaping up. Listen, I don't want to I'll say this about myself. I think I'm a pretty dumb guy, so I'm not really here to talk about, political statuses of other nations or anything like that, or, the current events going on with said cartels. But just to kind of, really briefly touch on it, I was reading up about the CJNG cartel.
Like that, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say, hand up. Don't think it's going well over there.
I don't think things are good.
Yeah, I think they hit a bit of a stumbling point here lately.
Yeah,
it doesn't look fun over there right now,
dude. Because like the thing is with and again, like I'm not exactly a scholar when it comes to cartels, so take everything with a grain of salt. But like the thing is with these cartels, like when a leader goes down, all that happens is there is a violent fight for power until someone rises again, right?
Yeah, but so, I think this is more retaliation. Like everyone's pissed off they did it, so like you do that, well, we're just gonna come and fuck up your cities.
Yeah. So I was like reading. So that's obviously a big part of it, like the government, taking El Mencho down. Yep. This is retaliation for it. But I was reading. So essentially, like the contingency plan for the cartel. He has a stepson who isn't like really known in the cartel, apparently. Yep. He has a son who's in prison in the States. So essentially, there are like four soldiers or four captains who are going to be fighting for leadership, and no one has any idea who's like primed to take it over. It's going to be like a violent struggle for power. So obviously this retaliation is happening right now, and then they've speculated, I should say, that like this attempt to rise to power is just going to continue to spill over, and no one knows how long it's going to last or how it's going to end up. So it's not going great over there right now.
That sounds, dude, doesn't sound very promising.
Did you see? And this is, what are we, 2 minutes in? I'm already like out of breath talking about this. This is pretty crazy. But did you see some of those videos of like the airports and stuff?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like
it's
they went
insane.
You've been to Mexico, in the airports. It's kind of scary if you're not used to that, right? You got cops there with big ass guns. You're like, whoa, this is nuts,
dude. You know what's crazy? I've never actually been to Mexico.
No. It was something. The very first time I went, I was very excited, and we got there. It was cool. Then we drove like through Cancun to get to the resort, and driving through Cancun was a bit of an eye opener. A lot of dilapidated buildings that stopped halfway, and I was like, where the fuck am I right now? Once we got to the resorts, and you're like, okay, this is super cool and super dope. You can go downtown, it was all cool. But there are places out there where it's not great, man. It doesn't look very, very nice.
It is kind of one of those things, because like Mexico is a place where I think everyone kind of inherently knows the danger. Like you'd have to be living under a rock to not know what the cartel is. But everyone also, I think, kind of operates under the assumption, like me and you, everyone who lives their day-to-day lives, like, oh, that won't happen to me. And then you're there and it's happening, and you kind of have that like, oh, wait, this actually is happening to me now. And it's just so like it's something you would never expect. Like I think I know people who are there on like a bachelorette trip right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just, and it's one of those things you're like, hey, I know those people. Then all of a sudden they're caught up in this situation.
Well, I wonder, right? Because they're telling you to stay in your hotel room. And stuff. What happens if you're supposed to be at the airport by now? Are they just giving you a free hotel room for the next little bit?
Yeah, that's the other thing. I saw, so. Dude.
I mean, and they're saying stay in your room. It's not even like head down to the pool and no one's going to get to the resort. I mean, at the same time, the cartel understands that they can't really mess around with tourism too much because they know they need it as much as the country does.
Yeah.
So they don't really mess with tourists too much unless you go out there and kind of bring it on yourself.
Yeah.
But I'd probably be a little worried right now.
Yeah. That's like the ultimate sign that like, oh, things are bad. When like the cartel starts messing with tourism and the resorts, 100%. And it's like, ooh, this is really unhinged. But yeah, it's I was reading all the flights are canceled out of the country. And dude, how about this? Karen of the day. I saw somebody on Reddit who was posting his like checkout time got postponed, and he was like, I'm a 1,000-degree platinum member, whatever it was. Like, how's this happening? I was like, hey man, I think there's kind of a state of political unrest. And
I think a little above your platinum status.
Man, I'm not sure you're worrying about the right things.
No.
But yeah, crazy. Shout out Eddie. Hope he's back with us. I don't know where he is. I don't know
until tomorrow.
Yeah.
So he's definitely not gone yet. He should be fine. He's probably just a little pissed off.
Yeah, he's the second this drops, he's going to listen to it and he's just going to be at home or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's not going to be very happy. I know. I'd be pretty pissed off if I was supposed to leave tomorrow. What's going on?
Yeah, like, dude, people are always shocked when I tell them I've never actually been to Mexico because it is one of those things. Just like everyone goes to Mexico at some point,
especially right now with all the negativity and the political BS with the US right now and all that stuff, that it's kind of increased more people going to Mexico. I mean, let's face it, look outside right now, it's still minus, my watch says minus 20. So getting out of here and changing that 50 degrees to go over someplace where it's plus 30. I'll sign me up.
And I feel like it's the flights are direct, like they're pretty short, like
everything's as simple and it's as simple as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, gold medal game. Got to talk about that one. Walk us through kind of your schedule from Saturday night into Sunday morning.
So Saturday I worked like 1 till 6, and then 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. I went home, and then I came back at 3. So just help get the Saturday night closed down. We didn't have our cleaners to come in, so we had to kind of do the cleaning ourselves.
Was it like it was a complete shift change? No one.
No, our bartenders rolled over.
Okay.
We had I think all of our servers were, well, actually 1 or 2 would have been rolling over as well.
Okay. So did they just chill for like 3 hours?
Yeah, you just put your feet up. I mean, you stop serving at 2, kick everyone out by 3. We reopened the doors at 5:10, so there's 2 hours there. We had we brought in some pizza for everyone to eat, sitting around doing your cash outs from the night before or whatnot. And then 5 o'clock, open the doors, had all our reservations set up, and it's just go time at that point.
I got a weird one that's kind of off topic. How many people when you guys cash out at the end of the night are actually on?
So on a regular Saturday, I have 7 bartenders, 3 porters on our main bar. We probably close with about 2 servers. There'll be 2 managers kicking around still, and normal night I'll have 6 to 7 security guards. Okay, wow. So I mean, everyone kind of sits around. We all knew what was going on, right? We knew it was going to be a long day. Everybody was going to want to be there to watch anyway. So, it was an experience. It was super duper busy. It was great for the business side of things up until the end of the game because the party kind of ended really fast. But it was awesome. It was cool. Wished it turned out a little differently, but no, it was a successful day. Yeah. What do you think about the game? Because honestly, they dominated them. I know they did. Man. They just couldn't get that extra goal. At the end of the day, I still sit there. I question the selection process and some of the players they brought. And I think if you had 2 guys of Edmonton, I know that's probably a little bit of homerism here, but I think there are 2 guys here that should have been on the team. Hyman could have fit up anywhere on that roster. First line with Connor, 4th line doing whatever. And I do think that someone like Bouchard would have really helped that power play. You give that 5-on-3 with Bouchard out there, I'm saying we probably score. It is crazy because, first, Boldy's goal, great move. Shut him at Boldy. But the thing is, he split Taves and Makar. Like the 1D pairing that actually plays together, you would think they have some kind of defensive understanding of each other. And it was really Devin Taves' movement on that goal wasn't great, but whatever is what it is. Nice move by Boldy. What did he chip it past Bennington or did he go? He went forehand. Yeah, he did. Did. Yeah, no, it was, and again, Makar, I think Taves was there because he is Makar's guy. Yeah. Right. And then Connor didn't get his guy. And Sid got his guy every other time. Chris Kunis was there always because he was Sid's guy. So it really made no sense to me. We were there. We were the better team. We're going to have to listen to it for 4 years, I think, which is the hardest part. I don't mind the losing aspect. Yeah, dude, I would have been fine with losing. I'd be fine losing to Sweden. Yeah. But it's going to be quiet, right? And all you have is all these stereotypical Americans out there and the arrogance and the yapping, and I'll be off Twitter for probably 4 or 5 days. We'll not be watching any type of sports highlights. So hopefully the Oilers get going here in a couple of days. We can redirect our attention somewhere else. Yeah, my thing is losing to the States. It really just stings always. Because my thing is the States don't care about hockey as much as we not even close. And I remember I brought that up to Low Tide the other day, and he tried to push back on some of those Northeast markets, Boston. There are some areas, but if we're talking about the U.S. as a whole, then no. Yeah, but even still, obviously the U.S. as a whole, no, not even close. Forget about it. But even those mad hockey markets, I don't think Boston or Minnesota, I don't think they care as much as we do. I think you'll get something like Minnesota will be pretty close. Boston, you're going to be a very small niche amount because they do have the Patriots and the Celtics and the Red Sox. Right. And there's so much else going on. In Minnesota, I guess you do have the Timberwolves. It's not Viking season, so they're out of it. Yeah, no, I think Minnesota is kind of like a part of Manitoba.
Yeah.
But outside of that, man,
And
I really don't see it.
Because I guess my overarching point is they didn't really want to win. They just wanted to beat up little brother. You know what I mean? Like that's what sucks the most. And it's just like, oh yeah.
Now you
little brother again for 4 years.
Hockey that are there now. They're experts in all this, and they're going to tell you this and the other thing. Anybody who watched that game? The U.S. got dominated, but they won. There was no difference in that game than there was playing Czechia or Finland.
Shout out to Hellebuck as well, man. Yeah, stood on his head like that. Yeah, he for once finally. Yeah. It must not be mid-May the way Hellebuck's playing. that stick save on Taves, that was cold.
Come on, Nate's got to hit that empty net,
dude. Like that's. I mean, what are we doing here?
Right?
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Too many men, but I don't know.
Come on, how'd they miss that one?
Yeah, that one was tough. He played the puck too. I don't even know who it was off the bench.
Especially remembering like the Czechia too many men was a couple days ago. It's fresh in everybody's mind. How do you not put your hand up for that?
Do you think because it was 3 Canadian officials, they didn't want to call it because they didn't want to? Yeah,
I hope not. I mean, you can't really think about it that way. But at the same time, they're human beings, and they're probably going to be thinking about stuff like that.
Even if it's just like subconscious, like bang, bang, like they don't want to be perceived one way. Like, I don't know. I get the States penalty kill. What were they 100% in the Olympics? And they killed off that minute 45 on 3.
5 on 3 was a killer, man.
That was a really bad 5 on 3.
Yeah, and I'm like, I get it. Makar is one of the best defensemen in the world, if not the right now. Bouchard's a better quarterback. Bouchard plays that point spot better. He's on a power play that is perhaps the best ever.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that. Greg said something similar the other day. Because I do think like I think Makar's a better player than Evan Bouchard. Yeah, I think most people would agree with me. But when you talk about quarterbacking a unit, like when you got a unit out there, obviously McDavid, McKinnon, Crosby when he was healthy, but Seller, like we don't need you to be the guy who's gonna we just need someone to be the quarterback.
Exactly. So. And Bouchard's done it. And Bouchard, when he comes back home, he has Connor and he has Leon. He has 2 very big guys, and he has to choose which one to dish the puck to.
Yep.
Makar at home only has Nate, right? So he's normally going towards Nate. You got to change things up.
Marty Nikash. I don't actually know what his power play numbers are. I assume they're decent because of his points.
The Avs power play this year is like
it's one of their. It's bottom
third.
Not great.
Yeah,
tough one. It stings. Like it really, it just stings. Like it's not
4 years of listening to this now.
Because again, like if we lose to Finland, country with like 5 million people, you're honestly like tip of the cap to Finland.
Yeah, well done, guys.
If you lose to Sweden, you're like, wow, we just lost to a bunch of hot people who are really nice. Like tip of the cap to them. To the States though, man, like
that hurts.
And you mentioned it, bro. Like these guys can't even dude, if you polled 100 Americans and asked them what edge work was,
they have no idea.
Dude, if you didn't even mention hockey and you were just like, what's edge work? Probably 99 of them would talk about like painting or something. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
Doing your lawn and getting that nice little
exactly. They talk about lawn maintenance, bro. Like so that's, and again, like I'm not trying to be elitist. Like you don't have to know what edge work is, but it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? Like it kind of illustrates the discrepancies in how much one nation cares versus the other, and that's what's tough about it.
I think this country needs to go all in on something now. That this country needs to go all in, and we can accept nothing short of gold medal in 2 years at flag football.
That's not bad.
We have to go take it from them.
Getting them in football would be
the
nuts.
Closest thing to what just happened.
Because it's funny you bring that up because I was thinking basketball, like build a team around isolation
to like European countries, right? And then they'll be
not so much lately, but
but they'll be like, I mean, you look at the last 5 MVPs.
None of them
are American, right?
Yeah,
there's a Canadian and a bunch of the big fellas over there.
Dude, you can make an argument the top 6 players in the world are all international players.
Yeah,
which is crazy to think. But I was thinking like basketball would hit them where it hurts, but football would really hit them where it hurts. Like if you could beat them at flag football, they would just have the argument like, oh, it's not tackle football, but still.
Oh, they would lose their marbles, man. I mean, and I watched the McAfee show every little bit here and there, and there is some sort of football tournament. that Canada's won like the last couple of years in a row.
Dude,
right? And they lose to like the Americans lost like Japan or something like that. I can't remember.
I remember seeing that briefly. Yeah. It was like an under 20 or like under 18 or something like that. Yeah.
And the Americans are not.
Dude, imagine if we could just rip off basketball, football, Olympic golds, World Baseball Classic,
and then we got to beat him in the 100-meter dash.
Yeah, is he still running?
I can if you want.
Yeah, we're gonna need someone. Someone's gonna need. If you're listening to this, we're gonna need you to step up.
Yeah, exactly what this is. We need to get retribution here. 2028, I believe. LA. Let's go take it from them on their home soil.
Yep, 100 on their home soil too.
Yeah,
that's the best part.
Dude, I promise you, if you went into LA, what's the stadium called? I can't remember what it's called. If you go in there and you steal
SoFi
football gold in the very first time, they'll have a meltdown.
It'd be nails. It'd be nails.
That's the only way we can feel a little bit better right now. So it's 2 years, probably like a year and a half right now.
Yeah, get training, everybody.
Yeah, everybody, let's go.
All right, I guess we better talk a little bit of Elks. I did a Q&A yesterday, and I'll pitch some of those to Rick here as well. I do want to talk about an article came out from 3 Down Nation about Malik Carney and just kind of him saying, listen, when I play Saskatchewan again, like they're gonna feel it. He talked about the last couple of years being a brotherhood, and he had to let that go for a better situation. And obviously, we have the price tag here as well. So for anyone who doesn't know, Malik Carney, $150K signing bonus, and Eddie always talks about that, like getting your money up front. That's huge. $270K in hard money for 26 and 27. So $540,000, a little over $500,000 in hard money for 2 years, probably as the best available edge rusher. That's huge. And he did kind of like like I said, he talked about it. He was like, listen, I had this brotherhood in Saskatchewan. It's tough to leave them, but as someone who's got to provide for his family, I had to not only find the best fit, but do what was best for myself. He also said, watching Cody from afar, I believe in his talents. And that was kind of a recurring theme when I talked to a bunch of the free agents at the Elks media introduction. Like, Malik, he did a scrum. He didn't talk about Cody specifically, but when you talk to a guy like Austin Mack, he talks about, believing in Cody. He's obviously played with him. When you talk about some of the new tackles they've brought in, they talk about standing firm in front of Cody and wanting to, protect him and believing what he can do if they give him time back there. So it's kind of become a recurring theme from all of these free agents that we really believe in what Cody can do. We really believe that this is the guy who can lead the team to the promised land. And it's funny because I think about it a lot. One of the questions, Rick, and we'll get to it in a bit, but it was, why do the Elks have the worst Grey Cup odds? And I think part of it is sports books haven't really quite caught up to the CFL. And I think sports books kind of look at returning quarterback who's a little older, who doesn't always have the best numbers in a season, on a team that was 7-11 last year. And I don't think they really maybe always understand what Cody actually is, or kind of the intangibles he brings. And I think you can say that for the rest of the roster, because the Elks are turning over a lot of the same guys from a team that was 7-11, but it was a 7-11. It was a 7-11 where they were growing towards the end of the season. Like, they were far better than their record indicated. And I don't want to do that thing where we're rewriting history, but 3 games, man, that should have gone their 100%. Way. Like, you're sitting there at 10-8. You're in the playoffs. Yep. No one's having the same conversations. And I can reckon them having worse Grey Cup odds than a team like BC or Montreal. Maybe you give a lot of credit to Winnipeg because of what they've built for the last, 6 years. Yep. Saskatchewan just won the Grey Cup, even though their roster got depleted. But you look at some of the teams out there like Ottawa, who I actually think had a good free agency, in Toronto, and you're like, man, Edmonton has worse. They have worse odds than those teams. Are we serious? Really
got me is that we went backwards since all of our signings. I think the signings we'd made, we are a better
the
team.
Odds got worse.
Yes, it was plus 1,500 to start.
Now it's plus
1,800.
Yeah, plus 18. That's
Red
what
Blacks
I saw.
are 1,200, and the Bombers are next at 900. We are doubled on the third last.
Where are the Argos?
Argos, I have them at plus 700. So we do the Alouettes at plus 300, BC plus 425, Riders plus 600, Stamps plus 700, Argos 700, Ticats 800, Bombers 9, Red Blacks 1,200, and the Elks out here at plus 1,800.
Man,
after that season, I don't really get it. 2 years ago, you want to put us that far down the list, I understand it. But if you watched anything last year, you know that's not.
Yeah, I don't want to tell anyone how to spend their money, but if you have maybe a hundo lying around, like grandma, grandma just had to,
It's plus 850.
Diversify
Just to make the Grey Cup is plus 850.
Yeah, like if she had to diversify her portfolio a little bit, she had an extra 100 to give you this past Christmas, and it's just been laying around, burning a hole in your wallet. Like maybe throw that on the Elks at plus 1800.
Even like I said, even to make it is plus 850.
Yeah, like that's a great value bet as well. It is crazy the odds over it. The odds makers are really saying, listen, Edmonton might get there, but they sure won't win it. Like those odds are over double for them to win it versus making it. That's insane. Stephen Dunbar, I talked a little bit about this yesterday. He retired. He was a guy like, so this is kind of my take on it for anyone who missed it yesterday. What I presume happened, and I haven't, talked to Stephen, I'm not in his head, but what I think happened is that Stephen probably felt there was going to be a little bit more of a market for him. He thought a team that wanted him would want him to have a little bit of a bigger role. He thought it was going to come with a little bit of a bigger paycheck, and none of those things came to pass. And so he saw all those things coming. He's like, man, I'm not maybe wanted the way I expected to be wanted. I'm not going to have the role I maybe expected to have. I'm not going to have the paycheck I maybe expected to have. And he kind of sat back and said, listen, I'm 30 years old. This is a really violent, dangerous game that, shortens lifespans. I do not want to do this for less than I deserve. I do not want to do this for less than I think makes it worth it. And I have not talked to Steven, don't know what's going on in his mind. Maybe he just fell out of love for the game. Maybe he has, he had deep discussions with his family about doing it. Whatever. Maybe he's got something lined up, whatever it is. But when you look at a guy who's 30, who not this season, but the season before had a career high in receiving yards, I think, at 1,100 yards, comes into Edmonton, deals with some injuries, but at a point was kind of looking like a number one receiver in this offense. And I'm not saying Steven is a number one, but he was looking like a number one just because of the makeup of the roster. And again, he's probably truly the third best receiver on a Grey Cup winning team. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But when you look at all of that, it's kind of weird for him to just really out of nowhere be like, it's on to the next chapter. It's on, next step. So I don't know. That's kind of where I come out on it. And again, that is pure speculation. Like sometimes, we'll have a chance to talk to these guys and we'll kind of make informed guesses, informed decisions. Like you can kind of read between the walls, or is that a phrase?
Read the lines.
Read
Walls,
between the lines. Read between the wall. That's never been said before, but whatever. Yeah, you can read between the lines. Sometimes you'll get direct answers and you can answer things. But this one felt a little bit more like that's just where I come out on it. Where do you come out on it, Rick?
Yeah, it seemed kind of sudden to me.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only 30, so let's not say that's too old yet. If you get to 33, 34, you got a couple more years, and you understand that point. He did only play 10 games last year, right? So there was some injuries there. Yep. So talking with some people around, thinking injuries may have been part of this. But then again, you're right. Like if you don't have that same attraction to teams, maybe that kind of upsets you. But he's got to have something outside of football that he's focusing on now to kind of take it away, because it is, it's not easy money, but it's a decent way to make a decent amount of money, going out and playing ball and
playing a game you love.
Exactly. Right. When you're in the room with the boys, and it's fun. So yeah, it was definitely kind of surprising to me. Wish him all the best.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I don't know if we'll ever figure out exactly why he made this decision at this time.
Because that's another thing I was thinking, like, sometimes in these situations you get a chance to talk to these guys that, like, I don't think we're gonna have a chance to talk to Steven, so we're never gonna know. I don't know. It's and when we talked to him last year, like, we talked to him during the season, so obviously this was never something that would have come up. It wasn't something that was remotely on the radar. I'm sure it wasn't something he was thinking about, but he seemed really fired up to be playing. He seemed really excited about, the prospect of, being kind of a guy who looked like a number one for that Elks team. Like he was a guy who seemed like he was all in.
Yeah, he's a very reliable receiver, right? Like, we had some issues with a couple of guys where some bad drops here and there, and it was always like you could just rely on Dunbar to be there when you needed him, and he could put up big yards when you needed him.
Yeah, like he played like, what was it, 5 years in the CFL, 2 1,000-yard seasons, 22 career touchdowns. Like, those are pretty good marks. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
I was surprised. What else can I say? I wish him the best in retirement. I just didn't see that one coming. I don't know. Is what it is. Okay, let me ask you a couple of these that I was thrown yesterday, Rick. Do you think Cody can throw for 5,000 yards? Because my thing was, I looked into this one a little bit. There have only been 19 quarterbacks who have thrown for 5,000 yards. It's been done 38 times. Cody's career high was 4,300 yards in 16 games. So it's going to be tough. And Cody's not really a guy who can move the ball 40 or 50 yards down the field at a time. He does have a receiver who can really elevate his game now in Austin Mack. I think that's huge for him. I think that's going to go work leaps and bounds for him. Like, and I don't want to disrespect any of the guys who were there last year, but Austin Mack is a guy who he has real chemistry with, who you can almost pencil in to be 1,000-yard receiver. That's going to up his total a little bit, but 5,000 yards is really, really tough to do. And they have a running back they can conceivably really rely on in Justin Rankin. So it's not like they have to run some air raid offense where they're throwing the ball 65-70% of the time. Like, they can have a 55-45 split, 60-40 split in whatever direction they want because of who Justin Rankin is. So it's not a knock on Cody at all, but it's just 5,000 yards is really, really tough to do. And he not only is he never his career high is 4,300. Yep. I don't think he's thrown for 4,000 other than that season.
Yeah, it's not. Well, yeah. According to the CFL website, it's 4302, and then quickly looking 3847.
Yeah.
So 5,000. I'm gonna say probably not.
So it's out there, and I like Cody, and I think the question was posed because Cody is thought of as far more of a guy who moves the ball downfield with his passing versus Trey Ford. But like, it's such a high hurdle.
It really is. But you know what? Because he's such an efficient passer, it will open up the run game for you, right? You're gonna have teams out there looking at the pass, maybe playing on your heels a little bit, and it's going to open holes for a very capable running back duo. So yeah, I don't think Cody will ever get 5,000 here.
And again,
I hope he doesn't have to.
That's not a knock.
Oh, God, no.
Like Jason Moss only threw for 5,000 yards once.
Yeah, no, like definitely not a knock on the guy at all. 5,000 yards is massive.
Yeah, 5,000 yards is really, and I think people think it's a little bit more attainable because the CFL is a passing league and because it's 18 games versus 17 now in the NFL, but 16 for most of my life.
That's 277 yards a game.
Yeah,
if he plays all 18.
That's the other, and like, you're probably not gonna. I don't think he's ever played all 18 games. I don't think he's ever started all 18 games in his career.
3, 4, 5 times he's gone 18 games played.
And did he start all 18?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So again, not a knock in the slightest, just a really, really high. It's kind of like asking, and it's easier to throw for 5,000 than it is to rush for 2,000, but you're kind of asking the same question. It's like, yeah, it's been done, but it's like, that's really, really tough. Like 19 quarterbacks ever in the CFL. That's a small number for how many quarterbacks we've had in the CFL and for what the game is. So yeah. Okay, this is one. Do you think Justin Rankin can win MOP? And my thing was, I don't know if he can, because it's obviously a really tough award to win and it is a touch quarterback driven, but the way the phrasing of the award, most outstanding player, it's not most valuable to your team. It's just most outstanding. It's who had the best season. And I think because of that verbiage, if Justin Rankin has a crazy season stats wise and the Edmonton Elks have a winning record, I think he can absolutely be in that conversation.
Yeah, that's so it is primarily a quarterback award, correct?
Yeah, it's, I mean, you'll see other instances of it, but it is.
Yeah, Oliveira won it in 24, and then you go, so the last 5 all been QBs. Then you find another wide receiver, you go 4 more QBs, you find a linebacker. John Cornish was the second last running back to win. That was 2013 with Calgary. But primarily there's a lot of QBs on this.
Yeah.
Can he? Yes. Will he? Most likely not. This appears to be a very quarterback driven award. Yeah, it's possible, but not very likely.
Yeah. Okay. I think we come out at the same spot with that one. Let me ask you this one, actually, just kind of off. How do you feel about them having a preseason game at Clark?
I don't mind it. I mean, it's because of the World Cup here, right?
Yeah.
There's a soccer game here, so I understand it's a preseason game. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal to me. You look at BC, and they'll play in the interior for a game in the regular season, right? I think we played BC in the regular season, where I'm sure the stadium would have been around the same size.
So, dude, I think they're playing in Victoria, and it's 2,000 people.
Yeah,
I actually don't know what Clark's capacity is. Let me look that up really quickly. Because I guess maybe actually it isn't much more than that.
Probably not. I mean, there's going to be a way of putting in bleachers or something like that.
Yeah,
but they're not there normally.
Its capacity is it's about 5K, 5,100.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's for a preseason game. That's kind of like that's an intimate venue. That's kind of cool, fun. Man. That's fine. Like I got no problem with that.
But yeah, like I said, it's not because we were like, hey, let's go play there. It was Commonwealth's being used. I guess we'll have to figure something out here.
And it's like if they lean into the whole vintage aspect,
and so far they have, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, make it cool. Why not?
Make it cool, make it fun. Wear throwback unis.
Yeah. Have some fun with it. I mean, you don't really have any other options, so lean into it. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Tell Calgary to bring some old school jerseys.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, it's only the preseason, right?
All right, let me ask you this one. Which free agent signing do you think will have the biggest impact?
I honestly think that's gonna be Malik Carney. I think what he's done in his resume kind of tells you that compared to anybody else. Austin Mack obviously has a resume that's going to be similar, all different positions, whatever. But I think there's going to be a couple of receivers you can lean on, but I think McCarney needs to come in here and kind of grab that defensive line and lead it to where we need it to be.
Dude, that's crazy because I obviously answered this one yesterday. I didn't even think of Malik Carney. I just thought of Pardon? I went with Austin Mack because he's a guy who has such chemistry with Cody and he's kind of the number one that they're missing. But here, like, dude, I completely forgot about Malik Carney. Like, I didn't even I wasn't even humming and hawing.
Saskatchewan.
Pardon?
That's your guy out there in Saskatchewan.
Dude, I know, because I was thinking of like that kind of group because he came in, I think like a little bit before it felt like, but he wasn't even.
He came in quick.
But I was just thinking of that group of six of like Bordner, Murray, Powell, Mack.
I think your secondary guy is whoever's the best on the offensive line.
Yeah, you're probably right because it's going to address a real positional need.
Yeah, and you improve that. It's going to make Cody's game easier. It's going to open up things for the entire offense. And Mack may not get all of the rewards of an offense of a good offensive line, right? That's going to open up your running backs. It's going to open up all your receivers. So, yeah, I think Carney probably has the most pressure on him too, though.
Yeah. Like I think about that Elks line this past year and just how tough it was for Justin Rankin in some situations. I'm like, oh, you're the first point of contact was 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage again. Sweet. Like, I don't want to be too hard on that Elks offensive line, but Justin Rankin, Matt, like there are some running backs who are absolutely a product of their offensive line. Mm-hmm. And there are some running backs who do it all themselves.
In despite of them.
Yeah.
And last year,
in spite of them.
I think you saw Rankin was who he was a little more despite the offensive line than because of the offensive line.
Yeah, and I don't want to. And there were some plays where the offensive line they busted open a huge hole and Justin Rankin took advantage of it.
Yeah, like, I'm not. Yeah, by no means am I saying the offensive line was always bad.
Yeah,
but they probably had more bad times than they'd like.
But yeah,
Rankin still had a good. Rankin still had a good season because of it.
Yeah, like generally speaking, I think Justin Rankin did what he did because of who he is, not because of who was in front of him. And then you look at this line, like it's probably going to be, I'm really, really curious to see how it's going to work out. Like, let's say they got, let's just say Carter O'Donnell's right tackle, Coulter Woodmansey's right guard, David Beard is center, Mark Corte is left guard, Jordan Murray's left tackle. That's a pretty good turnover of what it had been. That left guard center are going to be the same. But that is like a whole new revamped line for Justin Rankin to try and thrive under.
Yep.
So I'll be really interested to see what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, just one of those things where offensive lines can tend to take a little time to come together, right? You need to really be in line with the other four. So yeah, it's understandable. It takes some time sometimes, but I'm hoping these guys get off to a quick and early start. I mean, you have 2 returning and then 3 new.
Yeah, it'll be depending on how. Like technically, I guess 3 returning, but Carter still feels new.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, like let's call Carter can be either way.
And even then, like we don't know if Corte or Beard are going to be locked in as starters. I would assume one of them is for sure, because even if Coulter plays center, then maybe like you put Corte on the right guards to figure out the.
And you don't know who wins a battle in in camp. Like they're probably penciled in right now, but the thing about pencils is they get
they have erasers on them.
Yep.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Let me ask you this one: most likely elk to win an award next season. Who do you think that might be?
Oh man. So what are the awards possible?
So you got MOP, you got Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. That one's gonna be way too tough to judge right now. Like we don't even know what it's looking like. You got most outstanding Canadian. You got most outstanding offensive lineman, Special Teams Player of the Year, and I'm sure there's one I'm missing. But those,
is there a specific running back award?
they're not by like they not by the awards. Like there is, so there'll be like the CFL players can vote on like the best running back, but it's not an official.
That doesn't count in this question. You know what? I think because this offensive line is going to be better, it's going to make the offense better. It's going to make the running backs better. Looking at a Canadian, I'm going to go with Carter O'Donnell.
Yeah. Okay. So I was actually, I went kind of back and forth with this one, but I was thinking Carter O'Donnell as best offensive lineman. I think he has a real chance to win that as well.
And if he doesn't get that, then you can get the Canadian there.
The Canadian one might be a little tougher because Nathan Rourke's Canadian, and if he keeps doing what he's doing, like, it's gonna be tough to.
It will, yeah.
Knock
Obviously,
him
they
off
get
that
they get the majority of the looks, right?
Yeah, because it's also just such an unglamorous position. Like that's why, like that's really why. Oh, I guess they have Defensive Lineman of the Year award too. Do they? No, I don't even think they do.
I don't think so.
We don't even know our game, but
that's what we need Eddie here for.
Yeah, Eddie.
He knows these little things.
Yeah,
it takes the three of us to have one entire brain.
If that, we're still a little short, the three of us. But yeah, like because the thing is, like, offensive lineman is such an unglamorous position. Like, and there are some real high profile Canadians in the league who play the skill positions, which get a lot of
positions. Really hard to beat.
Yeah, and like you obviously look at Nathan Rourke at quarterback, and if he keeps playing as well as he's playing, he was obviously league MOP last year. Then you're kind of like, yeah, he could be a shoo-in for that for a while to come. It's just tough for an offensive lineman to win any like big name award like that. But that's why they have the offensive lineman award. And I think Carter O'Donnell could be a guy who could be pegged to do that. Let me ask you this final one. And then how long have we been recording for already?
40 minutes.
Have we actually?
Yes, sir.
It's been that long.
Yep.
No way. So we've made some pretty good time here.
Flying, man.
Yeah, we talked about the cartel for 15 minutes, but we're still doing okay. Okay. Let me ask you this final one, then we'll do rant and blind ranking. Do you think it was phrased a little differently, but I'm going to phrase it like this. This is how I phrased it yesterday. This is how I'll phrase it to you. Do you think they've marketed themselves well to new fans?
So we're talking just the Elks?
Yes. But if you wanted to talk about the CFL as a whole, I would be interested to hear your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, so
because I actually think the CFL has done a fine job.
I think so too. Yeah, I don't think that they're definitely way ahead of the NHL. I think they do a very good job. This team here, I think they need to win. That's it. Like you can sit here and you can give away tickets for free and then invite everybody and throw the best party and make free hot dogs and free beer and free popcorn. But this team needs to win. And that is the one and only way they will take their next step. And I do believe they are building the roster to be a winner. So at the end of the day, I do think they have taken it in the right direction. Yep.
I would agree. Like, I think they're doing a lot of the right things. And this is something that people are so sick of hearing. They're sick of us talking about it. The franchise is certainly sick of hearing it. But doing all the right things is great. Wins have to be part of the equation. Like you have 100%. to put a winning product out there on the field.
Yeah, we've done everything besides win at this point. It's you got to win now, man. Yeah. You got to win. I mean, it really is as simple as that. 1,000 things over the last little bit. You gotta win now. That's all there is to it.
Like that environment is great, doing all the right things, making fans feel appreciated. That's all great. But people still don't want to come back if you're coming back to a losing product week in, week out. But everyone knows that. I'm not breaking any news here. Everyone's sick of hearing it, but it just kind of is a reality that goes into like, listen, if you market everything the right way, that's awesome. There still needs to be winning at the end of the day because that's what it's about. All right. Do we want to do a little Rick's rant here? What do we have for this one?
Yeah, you know what? It's on the tip of the tongue and whatnot, but oh man, that losing the gold medal to the U.S. in hockey it's frustrating. I don't know if the people in charge take it as seriously as the diehard fans do.
I would agree.
I don't know if they're sitting there hating life as much as a lot of us are today. But I mean, I think we need to take a little more pride in the W's and a little more whatever the opposite of pride is and then the losses. And they need to come out and we need to remind the world that hockey is ours. We are the best at that. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can be proud to be the best at something. This is what we do. We need to go back and get back to where we should be, and that's the top of the list.
Let me ask you something about kind of the development of hockey in this country, because Yaremchuk, I think, made this point on O&E that I don't know if you know the take I'm about to repeat.
Sure,
okay. He made a point just like with how much it costs in this country. Like you're going to start seeing the richest of Canada. I think this is exactly how he phrased it. The richest of Canada versus the best of Sweden. Do you kind of adhere to that?
Yeah, I do. And then, I was thinking about this on the way in today, and I think Hockey Canada needs to take this a little more seriously, and they need to. So I think Hockey Canada is, for the most part, just sat back and went, well, we have the greatest players. We'll just choose from them.
Yeah.
And it's just being lucky because you're so rich in talent. Now we need to take a little more pride in this, and we need to procure our talent and bring it along. And they need to go out there and they need to figure it out and spend some money and make it cheap or whatever for goaltending. 100%. Like we used to have the best goaltenders in the world, and that's only 25 to whatever years ago. We always had great goaltending, and now outside of Carey Price, I don't know. Like, I mean, if you look at the goaltenders we went for this tournament, the last tournament, you laugh at them compared to what we had in the early 2000s, right? You had you've got Hall of Famers not making the team. You've got Hall of Famers sitting upstairs, healthy scratch, because there's other Hall of Famers ahead of them playing and sitting on the bench.
Yeah, now we got a guy with, like an 850 in St. Louis.
Yeah, man. And I mean, you sit there.
No disrespect to Big Game Binnington.
No, listen, Binnington was huge.
Yeah.
But I mean, you sit there and you look at it and go, who's afraid of Binnington? And what do you have behind him? And there isn't that fear.
Yeah.
The other team isn't scared about our goaltending. They're worried about Connor. So they put 9 guys on Connor every time he's on the ice.
Yep.
But they're not worried about our goaltending. And I think because of the price tag and economy and blah, 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 whatever the hell, Hockey Canada needs to take us seriously and find a way to really develop our youth. Because I don't think they have. I think they've just sat back and said, hey, we're the best. We'll find our guys.
This might be a question you don't know the answer to, and that's totally cool. But how expensive is hockey in Sweden for youth, or Finland, or
it's probably relatively the same thing, but I believe they have more assistants involved.
Okay,
I don't really know, so I could be just speaking out of my ass here, but I just think that I think there's more assistance to the youth and the development over there than there is here, because they are trying to become better, and we assume that we are the greatest, therefore we don't have to put any effort into it.
Yeah, and Hockey Canada is so elitist. Yeah, because it's always been we're just the best, we'll figure it out. And at some 100%. Point it's kind of hey, actually guys, I think everyone else is kind of catching up here. Maybe we do need to switch some things up and look at this a little bit differently. Yeah, you want to lose them? You want to lose to America again in 4 years? And dude, look at obviously this past Olympics final for the men's is one thing. What is it the last 6 games the women have played? They've been dog walked. Now, obviously, the gold medal game was very close over time. But
I went into that game assuming we were going to lose 5-1 or something like that. So I give the ladies a trillion%
for sure.
However,
the last 6 before that, they were the team was down. It was too old, too slow. Yep. But they were getting absolutely dog walked. The rivalry series in the preliminary round, is that not maybe something to look at and say dude, listen, if the Canadian women were so far and above everyone else for so long, it felt and now all of a sudden they're clearly a second-rate team, not second-rate, second-place team. Yep. That's something you kind of got to look at and be maybe it is time to switch some things up, do it a little bit differently.
Oh, I completely agree with you. I mean, like I said, like we said, I think we just got too complacent We just said we have the best. We are the best. We're not going to try. We just have our people here, and we'll choose from who we have. That's all we need to do.
Well
and
said.
I think it's biting us in the ass, and that's why we are double silver, which is fine, but
it's kind of also not fine though.
No, that's
you know
just
what I mean.
Like,
Like,
I mean, hockey is ours. We need to be proud of that. Grab it and hold on to it. That is who we are. Like this is our thing. And there's other countries over there who are, they are the speed skaters.
Shout out. Yeah.
They are proud to be that.
Yeah.
We almost are afraid to be proud of the hockey people.
Dude, speaking of speed skating, like I read this thing, like Netherlands has like I think the best speed skating. Yeah. Like they have like the best speed skating program in the world. And like they have an unreal field hockey program, like unreal field hockey country, but just never combined those two for ice hockey. Like, don't you think those two things would work out pretty well?
You'd assume so, right? But I mean,
and the Dutch are like big people too.
I know, man. It's crazy.
Like, some size out. Just
look at some of the.
It's a team full of Matt Rempes, but who can actually play.
Exactly. Yeah, I just think Canada needs to really push our amateur sports more. You look at bobsleigh, that's fallen to the wayside. We used to be so good at it. Now we're sitting here with sleds that are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, while the other teams are out there with these NASA created ones that were built in the last 3 months, and the top of the top in terms of all the tricks out there. So yeah, no, I think we need to really be a little more proud of who we are, and let's be okay with being proud. Let's go out there and try to dominate on the world stage in sports.
Speaking of embrace debate, was Matt Rempe left off the Canadian Olympic team? Let's have a discussion.
I mean, he wasn't on it, so I guess technically he was left off it. But yeah, you'd have
Did we make a
probably
mistake?
Create 7 or 8 Canada teams before Rempe gets on one.
Dude, try 17 or 18.
I didn't. I was trying to do the math in my head. I was like, yeah, no, you're looking at a lot of Canadian teams before Rempe gets over.
Yeah, listen, we're not here to give Matt Rempe strays.
No,
just something that happened organically.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish up with a little blind ranking.
All right. So yesterday's gold medal. Super Bowl was recently as well. So to me, that is a time for snacks. So yeah, I went back to chips. I know I've done Doritos before, but that's my favorite. We're going Lay's. We're going flavors.
Okay.
Relatively all normal, been around the majority of time. But let's start it off with just the classic.
Okay. You know what's crazy? I thought you were gonna be like, let's start it off with the classic. Barbecue.
Oh yeah, so you had the classic.
Yeah.
The classic.
Yeah. It took me a second to realize that's what it was. Man, the Lay's classic for me are like, I'm gonna be honest, man. They're number one,
dude. They're
like
up there. It's tough. It's tough not to put them one.
You don't want to do the one spot with the first one. Like that's always a mistake.
Yep.
But I think I have to. I think I got to put the Lay's classic at number one.
That's fair. Then we're gonna lean over into barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue. I mean, man, I think I'm putting them number 2.
Are you?
Yeah, I think so, dude. 1 and 2 on the first 2 is crazy. Like this is a nuts way to do it. But
then we're going salt and vinegar.
Never been a big salt and vinegar guy.
On a good 5.
Never been a big salt and vinegar guy. I'll put that number 5.
Yeah. I don't know why these things are so popular right now. I think just anything that has this ingredient involved in it has been off the shelves for 3 or 4 years now. Dill pickle.
Yeah, never been a big dill pickle guy either. I'm really liking where this is going for me. So I'm putting that number 4.
And we're going only in Canada. You can't find this anywhere else. It's all dressed.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go ketchup.
No, I was going all dressed.
Yeah, all dressed at 3 is cool.
Not bad,
dude. I think I nailed this. Yeah. Okay, what would you have done?
I think I would have done salt and vinegar 1, classic 2.
Really, you're a salt and vinegar guy. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Barbecue 3, all dressed 4, and then dill. I've never been a pickle guy, so dill pickle will go in at number 7 out of a 5.
Dude,
5
dill pickle chips are weird too, because it's like it's weird. I don't know how to describe it. I'm sure there are people out there who like it, but it's almost the worst of a chip and the worst of a pickle flavor combined to one. Like, I don't know. It's just really weird. Yeah. I've never been a big dill pickle guy.
Yeah.
All right. Dope. Yeah, it was good. That was a good list. Has it really been like what are we at? Like
49-17.
Man, I cannot believe we've been recording for that long.
Talking's easy.
This was one of those. Yeah, it flew by.
It flies, man.
And by the way, I wonder how many people like turned this on, didn't hear Eddie, and then we're like, I'll wait till next Monday. If you stuck with us to this point, I appreciate you. We appreciate you guys greatly. We'll be back on Friday. Eddie, you'll be gone for that one too, I think.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll talk to him. We'll touch base. We'll see. We're going to have an interview. I would love to get Kaon back on. We had that one lined up a couple weeks ago. It didn't work out. I think I don't remember. Maybe you remember, Rick. I think we had him lined up one Friday, like a long time ago. And he no-showed us.
No, I think that was
Javon Leake.
Yep.
Was that who? Okay.
I think it was
someone no-showed us.
Yeah,
and I wanted us to do like a Kevin McAllister, Jake Paul thumbnail of us looking at the camera being like, Javon Leake no-showed us.
Yeah, no,
we weren't going to put him on blast like that. Yeah, okay. So hopefully we can get Karen on this Friday, have a chance to talk to him. Really like a lot to talk to him about. Obviously that I think had one of his best seasons this past season playing with Cody, reigniting some of that chemistry. His old teammate Austin Mack comes over. What that receiver room looks like. He's got he owns his own fashion line called KJG. Cold looking stuff. Best Instagram captions in the game. I had a bunch written down I wanted to talk to him about. So hopefully we can do that one again. If not him, we can get someone else. I was talking to the media director as well about getting Coach Killam in here in studio at some point. I don't think he likes me all that much, so we might have to wait for Eddie to get back for that one.
That's fine.
But I would love to do something like that. So yeah, listen, thank you so much for listening. Appreciate you guys. Go Canada. We love Canada. Love you guys. Talk to you on Friday.